Hi, I'm Sarah Mitchell, and I'm about to tell you how one Thanksgiving dinner taught me that respect isn't given freely. Sometimes you have to demand it. Sometimes you have to serve it ice cold with a side of truth. Let me paint you a picture. Thanksgiving 2024. My house. My dining room. My table that I spent 3 days decorating with fall leaves and candles and those little pumpkins that look cute but cost way too much money. I cooked for 2 days straight. Turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, 3 different pies. My feet were aching, my back was sore, but I wanted everything to be perfect. Because this was the first Thanksgiving I was hosting as a married woman. My husband James sat at the head of the table. His mother Linda sat right next to him, like always, like she owned that spot. His sister Rebecca was there too, and his dad Tom, who barely ever talks but always eats 3 plates of everything. We were almost done eating. Everyone's plates were empty except for bones and crumbs. I was about to get up and start bringing out the pies when Linda put her fork down. Loud, like she wanted everyone to hear it. "Sarah," she said, using that voice. That sweet voice that sounds nice but feels like poison. "Be a dear and clear these plates. That's what the help is for, right?" She laughed, like it was a joke, but her eyes weren't laughing. They were testing me, seeing if I would just nod and smile and do what I was told. James looked at his plate, didn't say anything. Rebecca was looking at her phone. Tom was picking his teeth. Nobody was going to defend me. Nobody was going to say, "Mom, that's not okay." My hands were shaking. My face felt hot. I could feel my heart pounding in my chest like it was trying to break free. For a second, I thought about just doing it. Just clearing the plates and swallowing the insult like I'd swallowed so many others. But then something inside me said no. Not today, not in MY house, not after everything I've done. I stood up, put my hands on the table, looked Linda straight in her eyes, and I smiled. The biggest, most confident smile I could create. "Actually, Linda," I said, loud and clear so everyone could hear, "I'm the one who paid for this entire meal, the turkey you ate, the potatoes you loved, the wine you drank 3 glasses of, all of it, including your seat at this table." I paused, let it sink in. So if anyone here is the help, it's definitely not me. The room went so silent you could hear the clock ticking in the hallway. Linda's face turned red, then white, then back to red again. Her mouth opened, but no words came out. James looked up at me with wide eyes. Rebecca's phone dropped on the table. Even Tom stopped chewing. That silence, that was the sound of power shifting. And let me tell you, it felt incredible. Comment 1 if you've ever been disrespected by your in-laws. Comment 2 if you finally stood up for yourself. Because what happened next changed everything in my marriage. Let me take you back to how this all started. Because you don't just wake up one day and challenge your mother-in-law. That takes years of small cuts, tiny insults, quiet disrespect. I met James 3 years ago. He was kind, funny, had a good job as a software engineer. He treated me like I mattered, like my opinions were important. I thought I'd found my person. Then I met his family. Linda answered the door that first time, looked me up and down like I was a used car she was thinking about buying. "So you're Sarah," she said. Not nice, not mean, just flat, like she'd already decided about me. Dinner that night was awkward. Linda asked me questions but didn't really listen to my answers. She talked about James's ex-girlfriend a lot. "Melissa was so accomplished," she said. "She worked at a law firm, very impressive girl." Girl, I was 25. But Linda called every woman a girl, except herself, of course. James didn't notice. Or maybe he did but thought it was normal. When you grow up with something wrong, sometimes you think it's right. We got engaged a year later. I was so happy. James proposed on a beach at sunset. It was beautiful. I called my mom crying happy tears. Then we told his family. Linda's face did something weird. She smiled, but her eyes didn't smile. "That's wonderful," she said, but it sounded like she was saying, "That's terrible." She hugged James for a long time, didn't hug Emmy at all. The wedding planning was a nightmare. Linda wanted to control everything. The flowers, the COLORS, the guest list. She called me almost every day with suggestions that were really just orders. You should wear your hair up, she'd say. DOWN looks so messy. Maybe pink flowers instead of red. Red is so aggressive. You're inviting how many people from your side? That seems excessive. Every conversation left me feeling small, like I was getting shorter every time we talked. James would say, she's just excited, she means well. But meaning well and doing well are two different things. We got married on a Saturday in October. The wedding was beautiful. I felt like a princess. But during the reception, Linda gave a speech. She talked about James, how wonderful he was, how smart, how successful. She told stories about him as a little boy. Everyone laughed and clapped. Then at the end, she said, and now he's found someone to settle down with. We wish them luck. Settle down with, not someone he loves, not his perfect match, just someone to settle down with, like I was a backup plan. I saw some people's faces change. They heard it too, but James just smiled and kissed his mom's cheek. That night in our hotel room, I cried. James held me and said, she's just not good with words. You're being too sensitive. Too sensitive. Those words followed me for months. We moved into our house, a beautiful 3-bedroom place with a big yard. I worked as a graphic designer from home, made good money. Actually made more money than James, but we didn't really talk about that. Linda started showing up unannounced, just appearing at our door with casseroles or cookies, or I was in the neighborhood. She'd walk through my house touching things. You should move this lamp, it looks strange there. These curtains are so dark, you need more light. Once I came out of the shower and she was in my bedroom folding my laundry. My private laundry, MY underwear in her hands. Just trying to help, she said when she saw my face. I told James, he said, she's just being nice. That's how she shows love. But it didn't feel like love. It felt like invasion. Drop a comment if someone in your life crosses boundaries, and everyone says you're overreacting. I need to know I'm not crazy. Things got worse after we'd been married for 6 months. Linda got a key to our house. James gave it to her. Didn't ask me. Just gave his mother a key to our home. For emergencies, he said. But she used it for everything. She'd let herself in while we were at work. We'd come home and things would be MOVED. The furniture REARRANGED. She'd leave notes. Your fridge was messy, so I organized it. Found some expired items, so I threw them out. My fridge, my items, MY home that didn't feel like mine anymore. I started feeling anxious all the time, like I couldn't relax in my own house, like Linda could appear any second. James thought I was being dramatic. She's just trying to help. Why are you so ungrateful? Ungrateful, that word stung like a bee. Then came the HOLIDAYS, Christmas at Linda's house. She seated everyone for dinner, James next to her, Rebecca on her other side, Tom at the end, and me at the other end of the table, furthest from everyone, like I was a stranger. Linda served everyone first. James, Rebecca, Tom, then herself. I was last, always last. During dinner, she talked about family traditions, stories I wasn't part of, memories I didn't share, inside jokes I didn't understand. I just sat there smiling, pretending I belonged. When we left that night, I told James how I felt, how his mom made me feel invisible, like I wasn't really family. He got quiet. Then he said, "You're being jealous of my relationship with my mom. That's not healthy." Jealous, not hurt, not disrespected, jealous. That's when I realized James wasn't going to save me. I had to save myself. I started planning Thanksgiving early. August, actually. I told James, "We're hosting this year at our house. I'm cooking everything." He looked surprised but said okay. I think he thought I'd fail, that I'd get overwhelmed and give up and we'd end up at his mom's house like always. But I didn't fail. I planned everything, made lists, bought ingredients weeks ahead, practiced recipes. I was going to throw the best Thanksgiving they'd ever seen. Linda called me 2 weeks before. "I'll bring the turkey," she said, not asked, told. No need, I said, sweet as pie. I've already got everything handled. But I always make the turkey. It's tradition. New tradition, I said. We're doing things differently this year. The pause on the phone was long. Finally, she said, well, we'll see. We'll see, like I was a child who didn't know what I was doing. Thanksgiving Day arrived. I was up at 5 a.m., turkey in the oven, pies baking, house clean, table set, everything was perfect. They arrived at 2 p.m. Linda walked in with a store-bought pie. Just in case, she said, eyeing my 3 homemade pies on the counter. During dinner, she made little comments. The turkey's a bit dry, isn't it? It wasn't. The stuffing tastes different. It was delicious. Did you use store-bought rolls? I didn't. Every comment was a tiny knife. Death by 1,000 cuts. But I stayed calm, smiled, served, poured wine, played the perfect hostess. Then came the moment. The plate comment, the help comment. And you already know what I did. After I said my piece, Linda stood up. Her chair scraped loud against the floor. I don't have to sit here and be insulted, she said. Neither do I replied. But I've been doing it for 3 years. She looked at James, waiting for him to defend her, to tell me I was wrong, to make me apologize. But James was looking at me, really looking at me, like he was seeing me for the first time. Mom, he said quietly, Sarah's right, you haven't been fair to her. Linda's face went shocked, like James had slapped her. Excuse me. You heard me, James said louder now. She's my wife. This is her house, our house. And you've been treating her like she doesn't matter. That stops now. I almost fell off my chair. Was my husband actually standing up for me? Rebecca's mouth was hanging open. Tom looked uncomfortable. Linda looked like she might actually cry. I'm your mother, Linda said, voice shakng. And she's my wife, James said. I should have said this a long time ago. Sarah comes first now, not you. The room felt like it was spinning. Linda grabbed her purse. Tom, we're leaving. Tom got up slowly, looked at the pies he didn't get to eat, followed his wife to the door. Rebecca sat there frozen. Can I stay for pie? She whispered. I almost laughed. Yes, Rebecca, you can stay for pie. After they left, the house felt bigger, like someone had opened all the windows and let fresh air rush in. James came over and hugged me. I'm sorry, he said. I'm so sorry. I should have protected you from the beginning. I started crying, not sad tears, relief tears. Thank you, I whispered. Thank you for finally seeing me. We ate pie with Rebecca. She told me she'd always thought Linda was too harsh on me, but she was scared to say anything, scared of becoming the target herself. I understood that. Fear makes us silent, but silence makes things worse. Linda didn't talk to us for 3 weeks. No calls, no texts, nothing. It was the most peaceful 3 weeks of my marriage. Then she called James. I don't know what they said, but when he hung up, he looked at me. She wants to apologize, he said. Does she mean it? I asked. He thought about it. I think she's starting to. Linda came over the next week, sat in my living room, looked uncomfortable. I may have been, she paused, too controlling. Not an apology, but it was a start. I just wanted things to be perfect for James, she continued. I didn't realize I was hurting you. You did realize, I said gently, but you didn't care, there's a difference. She looked at her hands. You're right. Those 2 words shocked me. You're right, from Linda's mouth. I'd like to start over, she said, if you'll let me. I looked at James. He nodded, not telling me what to do, just supporting whatever I decided. Okay, I said, but there are rules now. No more showing up without calling. No more key to our house. No more comments about my cooking or my decorating or my hair or anything else about me. If you can't say something kind, don't say anything. Linda looked like she'd swallowed something bitter, but she nodded. Agreed. It's been 6 months since that Thanksgiving. Things aren't perfect. Linda still makes comments sometimes, but James stops her now, and she actually apologizes, real apologies. Last week, she even asked me for my stuffing recipe. Asked, didn't demand, didn't insult it, actually said it was good. Small steps, but steps in the right direction. I learned something important that Thanksgiving. Respect isn't automatic just because someone is family. You have to teach people how to treat you. And sometimes teaching means standing up even when your legs are shaking, even when everyone might get mad at you. Because your peace matters more than their comfort. If this story spoke to your soul, smash that like button. Share it with someone who needs to hear that it's okay to stand up for yourself, even to family, especially to family. Subscribe to Revenge Voice for more stories about people who stopped being DOORMATS and started being doors. Doors that THEY control. Doors that only open for respect. Because real revenge isn't about HURTING people. It's about refusing to be hurt anymore. That's my story. That's my revenge. And it tastes like homemade pie that I don't have to share unless I want to.